So, assalamu alaikum, friends. So, chapter number 4. What's the name of the periodicity of elements? Periodicity of elements. Name of chapter number 4. What we have seen that elements were discovered by the scientists slowly and gradually in different periods of time, in different eras. Like around 1000 years ago, only certain elements were discovered. Then around 300 years ago, around 17, 16, 17 elements were discovered. Then around 200 years ago, some more elements. 150 years ago, 58, 59 elements were known to man. So from since then, now we have so many elements. Okay? And all of these elements are arranged in a table that we call periodic table. So what is periodic table? It's an array, it's an arrangement, it's a table, it's a chart in which elements are arranged systematically. It could be of different forms, like this form or any other form. All of these are different kinds of periodic tables. If you search, if you Google periodic table, you will see a number of types of periodic tables. The one that we are using in our syllabus book is the simplest one. It is easier to understand. So what is periodic table? Chart of known elements. And what is periodicity? Periods. Periodicity means repetition of certain thing, repetition of certain property after a regular interval of time. As I gave you an example, that in school you will hear, in school you hear what? School bell after every 40 minutes. That is why it is called the period is over. Means you are hearing school bell after particular interval of time. So what is periodicity? Repetition of certain property at regular interval. Okay. So what was I telling you that before 18th century there wasn't any concept of grouping. What do you mean by the word group? Group means something or elements which are kept together. A group has members. Why the members are there? They must be having something common. For example, we have a group of 9A and 9B. What is common in them? All of these are the students of this particular school. Right? A group of students, intelligent students. What is common among them? Intelligence. Then there is a group of notorious students which are famous for their naughtiness. So group means the members of the group have something common. So before 18th century, there wasn't any concept of grouping, no concept of classification among elements. Okay? But as the 18th century began, few thoughts were developed, like Mr. Al-Razi. Al-Razi, scientist, Muslim era, long time ago. What he did, he divided all the then known elements. He divided all the elements of his time into two categories, into two groups, metals and non-metals. That's it. So what is the only contribution of Mr. Al-Razi? That he divided all the then known elements, whatever elements he known at that time, into two groups, metals and non-metals. Okay? Then after Al-Razi, there was a long gap. Then in 18th century, in the second quarter of 18th century, people began to classify elements scientifically. Like Mr. Lavoisier, what he did, he divided all the elements that he known into three groups: solids, liquids, and gases. He grouped the elements into gases, metals, and non-metals. Okay. Gases, metals and non-metals. Who did this? Mr. Lavoisier. Then here comes the first topic of chapter number 1. That was just history. J.W. Dobrunel, John Wolfgang Dobrunel, J.W. Dobrunel. What was he observed? In 1829, he observed that actually he was studying the properties of certain elements, calcium, strontium, and barium. What is the symbol of calcium or calcium, whatever you say? 40, Ca, strontium Sr, barium Ba. What did he observe? He observed two things. What John Dobrunel observed? He observed that there exists a group of 3 elements of calcium, strontium, and barium. And why did he call these elements a group? Because he observed that these elements have same properties. That these elements have same properties. They are very much similar in their chemical behavior. So it's written there, as you can see, in 1829, he noticed that calcium or calcium, strontium, and barium, they are very much similar to in one another. This is one point. What else he observed? He observed that if he consider the masses, atomic masses. What is the atomic mass of calcium? 40. Okay. What is the atomic mass of barium? 137. Calcium 40. Barium 137. Just add these two to find the average. Do you remember how can you find average? Okay, let me tell you. So if someone asks 3, 4, 5. If someone asks what is the average of these 3 numbers, what will you do? You will add these numbers and divide by how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 5, 12. So 12 upon 3 means 4. 4 is the average of these 3 numbers. How can, what am I telling you? That how can you find average? Sum of the numbers divided by how many numbers? So 3, 4, 5. I have added them, and since there are 3 numbers, I divide them by 3. 3 plus 4, 7 plus 5, 12, 3. So the average of 3, 4, 5 is 4. See once again, another example. What is the average of 3, 4, 5, 0? I'll add 3, 4, 5, 0. Now, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers are here. So I should divide by 4. So the sum is again 12 divided by 4, 3. Now the sum is 12 divided by 4. The average is 3. So in this way, average can be calculated. So if I ask, so what is the average of 4 and 6? What is the average of 4 and 6? So what will I do? I will add 4 and 6, 10. And you should be divided by how many numbers do we have? 2. So 10 divided by 2 will give you 5. It's grade 7, 8, 6, mathematics. You have done. Just revising briefly. In this way, you can find out the average. So what Mr. Dobrenier observed that if he add the masses of first and last, what is the mass of calcium? 40. What is the mass of barium? 137. What he did, he added them to find the average. Okay, as you can see on the screen, 40 plus 137 divided by 2, it will give you what? 7, 7, 1 upon 2. The answer is 88.5. What is point to be noted here? This would be the mass of their third member. Which is the third member? Strontium. So what he found, that if he add the two masses to find their average, then this average is the mass of the third one. So that's why you can see over here, you also notice that atomic mass of the middle element, which is the middle element? See the group. See the group. Calcium, strontium, and barium. Its mass is 40. Its mass is 137. Just fine. We have just found their average 88.5. 88.5 is the mass of this strontium. I hope you understood. So in this way, he gave a concept. And what is that concept? That among elements, grouping can be done. Among elements, grouping can be done. He proved that these three elements can be grouped together on the basis of their chemical properties, first thing. On the basis of their mean value, arithmetic mean value. Arithmetic mean means average, right? The mass of the middle one is the average of the other two. So what he did, these three elements is called a triad. So he discovered a group of three elements called Dobrenier triad. So it's written here. In a triad, the atomic mass of the middle element is approximately the mean of the other two elements. You can see another example on the screen. He discovered another triad, lithium, sodium, and potassium. The atomic mass of lithium is 7. The atomic mass of potassium is 39. Add 7 and 39, it will give you 46. 46 divided by 2, 23, and we know that 23 is the mass of sodium. Okay? See another example. Another group of three elements, another triad, chlorine, bromine, iodine. The atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5, of iodine is 127. We just add them, divide by 2, you will get 81, which is nearly equal to the mass of bromine, which is 80.5, around 81. And then the same that we have done. So in this way, for the first time in the history of chemistry, the concept of grouping formed. And Mr. Dobrenier was able to represent a few group of elements, as you can see. All right. Then, what is the limitation of Dobrenier triad? This concept of triad he was unable to apply on all the then known elements. Means he was unable to divide all the elements of his time. He was unable to divide all the elements into different triads. Only few elements they can be grouped together. So that's why it's written here. A large number of similar elements could not be grouped into triads. Okay. So Dobrenier successfully formed only 3 triads. If you see the history, there are a lot of things regarding this topic, but we are just following our book. That is why we are limiting ourselves according to the syllabus. Okay, so what is the drawback? What is the failure of Dobrenier? That he couldn't apply his concept to all the then known elements first. Then why are we studying it? Because he was the first one who gave the concept of grouping, classification. All right. So the next topic that we'll do is this one, Newton's law of octave. So what is the homework? Just prepare a note of today's topic. Next is, I told you, Dobrenier tried. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.